How is everybody doing this wonderful evening today? Another episode of Tech Talk. I talk about entry level IT positions explained on regular real world terms, natural skills that can give you the edge, and is AI ready to take over? Everybody's making a big craze about AI. I can only just speak from my perspective. A person I've been working in IT since I think 2013 or something like that. It's been a while, over a decade, over 10 years. I don't even really keep up with the number. I just been in there for a while. Matter of fact, let me go look at my little Google site I made, and from the looks of it, I'm gonna look at my employment history. I need to update some of the dates on it. It's been a while. So I think I started. Yeah, that date not right. I think I started 2013, somewhere in there. Whatever I got married, I think somewhere in there, or maybe 2015. One of them. But I've been in that thing for a long time, and pretty much, I'm just gonna talk from my experience, things that I've seen working in IT, just a perspective of a person that been there. Right? Let's say if you want to get into IT, you're like, hey, Mike. What is a position I need to look at if I want to break into IT? What's an entry level position? Like, what do these positions do, right? And that's what we're going to get into on this one. Explain it in real world terms. So, the first one, IT support specialist, help desk. However, some people say help desk, some people say IT support specialist. They can interchangeable. This is when I worked this position before. At a small company, it's like a nonprofit company, and you pretty much do everything at the foundational level of what IT does. Before you get specialized in something, this is the level where you kind of do everything. Imaging computers, laptop issues. Sometimes you might have to replace a hard drive in a computer. Software reset, software updates because they don't know how to do it. Helping users on their computer they may have accidentally deleted something. Can you bring it back? It's everything related to a computer that they do or use. You will help support that within the company. Workstations. They may have you move the workstation to another location. Did that a lot. Different companies have them do different things. Right before I left, I remember we used to do it manually. Image laptops. Right before I left, they had did it where they could do it from a switch, and you can just hook up all the computers to a switch. Go on the server, hit a button, boom, it sends out the image over the network. All many ways to skin a cat. When you're an IT support specialist, we're gonna talk about that too. Natural skills is all about how you're able to solve problems. That's what you're doing all day, solving problems. Somebody might need more RAM in their computer because it just keep freezing up, it keeps slowing up. Could be a network issue, like a network cable issue got old and it needs to be replaced. Wi-Fi not working. They in the conference room, the Wi-Fi not working. A lot of different things that an IT support specialist do. You have to be prepared. It's almost like you have to multitask. The only thing that I think I didn't like about IT support specialist is if a company love ticketing system, I know they use Salesforce. So not only do you have to solve problems, but you have to keep up with the tickets when you solve them. You have to be able to go in and close them out and stuff like that. Um, it's not bad, but sometimes you can have a day where you just didn't have time, so you got to do it probably before you get off. And trying to solve problems, deal with end users. That's what they call the people who work at work. Like they call them end users. Some people call them end users. People that use a computer. You might have to help them on their laptop, but being able to do those, you might have 10 people lined up in one day. And by the time you get done with that, it's 3 o'clock. You almost time to get out of there. So, but this is a great way if you don't really know what you want to specialize in to just jump in the pool and swim and see what you gravitate to. Like some people jump into it and say, you know what? I like more of the network stuff, so I'm gonna go network route. Some people jump into it and be like, I like more of the system server route, Active Directory, account management. I'm gonna do more of that. And then there's some people we're gonna get into. It's all kind of stuff in IT. You can do security, all that stuff. It just depends on your personality and what you gravitate to. So go to the next one. Junior Systems Administrator. This position is if you want to get into systems, you already know what you want to do. You want to get into the server side, the back end, account management, account setup, permissions as far as like people downloading, admin rights, account rights, all of this stuff. Everything at the server level. You may ask, what's a server? It's a box that hosts all of the information that's related to Active Directory, which Active Directory is like a cluster it directs a lot of computers on one network. Instead of having to go to each individual computer and put in rules and set things, you can do it from one place, centralized, and it sends out the rules over the network and enforces it. As a junior administrator, you are dealing with, like I said, accounts, Active Directory accounts. Somebody may lock out, put in the password wrong too many times. You might have to go in and reset their password. And like I say, sometimes in IT support specialists, the systems people may have you doing this kind of stuff. And you have to be aware to know that if you're doing this, you're doing support stuff and system stuff. So that's a resume booster if you want to get into systems. What they'll do is they'll give you enough access just to do this. And that's fine. Don't fret or don't worry about, hey, they got me doing something extra because this could be the way you can level up and elevate to, get into a system, be a junior systems administrator. So let's talk about the pay, right? Both of these jobs now, I think they're around the same, depending on where you work at. Most IT help desk jobs, you're looking at like 45 and up, depending on what all they how you doing. I've seen some IT support special where you're getting paid like 50,000, but they probably have you doing a lot more tasks. But it's not strenuous work. That it's like it's not like you doing like manual labor or nothing like that. Just a little bit more like IT tasks. You may be kind of spilled into the junior administrator slash do some security stuff. But if you're young and you're going to school for IT, I think you could do this IT support specialist or junior administrator and go to school at the same time. How do I know this? Because I did this. I was working at a college as a junior systems administrator full time, and I was going to school full time. Is it easy? No. Can you do it? Yes. Takes a level of focus. Takes a little bit of sacrifice of free time to make sure you learn how everything goes. Because some places, not only are you doing Windows and Active Directory, you're doing virtual machines. You're doing Linux, a little bit of Linux. So you got to learn the terminal. and it's really not that hard. It's really the same. It's like repetitious. Sometimes the hardest part is fighting the monotony of doing the same thing over and over. I think that's what gets a lot of people. But working in like retail, working in private jobs, when you do a junior administrator job, guess what? Or IT support specialist, you're in the office. If it's a place that care about their people, you got a nice desk set up, a nice a nice chair. And all you're doing is if you're not out solving problems, you at your desk, um, either installing images, watching stuff, watching the network, or you're doing research on something that's to solve some other stuff if you hadn't solved it yet. However, what I would say is sometimes you will go through times when you're trying to get into the IT field, you'll feel like nobody's seeing you or nobody's interviewing you. I would say just stay optimistic, and it's all about opportunity. Opportunity, and when you go to the interview, how do you stand out when you go to the interview? Right? So the next one, entry level IT position is network support technician. This is before you get to being an analyst or an engineer. This is that entry level. You're getting the foundation of what it takes to support a network. You're gonna be doing the cabling. You're gonna be hanging APs probably. Anything that's involved in network infrastructure of that company, you're probably gonna be working on, like fixing issues. AP die, you got to replace it with another one. You probably got another one, like a cabinet full of APs. You know what I'm saying? Routers and switches, mostly switches in some companies. Routers, if you work for an ISP place, internet service provider like AT&T or some or Windstream, and but if you work for like a school, you work for like a small company, you're mostly gonna be dealing from the switch level down, like switches, network cabling, access points. If they got security system like access control, you might have to sometimes deal with that internet access, but usually you dealing with it from your side. But the WAN or the router part, you deal with either Comcast or whoever provides that service. And also, if it goes down, you have to figure out why did it go down and bring it back up. If the internet, sometimes the internet goes down, it's not your fault. It's the service provider. Somebody snapped the line somewhere, but you have to give continuous updates on the outage. Sometimes they want it every hour. You might have to email every hour. Um, Unfortunately, the ISP is still working on this issue. We are still experiencing the outage. Sorry for the inconvenience. You might have to send that every hour. Now, ask yourself, is that hard work? I think with this, sometimes the roughest day is when a cable or something happened and it's in a weird place or it's ran a certain way and you can't just, it's not a quick fix. But so it's a nice job. I mean, a network support technician is probably in the 40s and mid 40s, close to 50, something like that. Depends on the company. Some companies, like I said, a lot of IT jobs like now is starting out at like 50. So if you get like an A plus, network plus, and go to school, I think these three positions, IT support specialist, junior systems administrator, and network support technician, those are a great start a great start to working in IT. It's just finding somebody that's willing to give you the opportunity to break in and get your feet wet. So the next one, I've never worked as this, not really my cup of tea, but it might be yours. Cyber security analyst. I know it's like a big thing, a hot topic right now, cybersecurity analyst. What I will say is you have to be willing to stay on top of trends. You got to be willing to read a little bit more. Um, you have to be willing to really uh, be almost like a network babysitter of the company. Not saying like it's a bad thing, but you have to be able to understand access control lists. I want to say um, staying on top of network attack and vulnerabilities because they people try to intrude on networks all the time. So if you are a person that's laid back and that kind of stuff don't interest you, this job it will challenge you to stay on top of trends, or it will challenge you to read more probably than you ever. If you don't read a lot, you have to be willing to read online publications, articles, research, because there's so many ways people try to attack networks, and it's always something coming out. So you have to be able to maintain and stay on top of those trends. It's a different kind of personality to be a cybersecurity. The people that I know that do it, they are different. They almost seem like they're not regular. Socially, they're wired different. That's just my opinion. They wired different. There's not nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying it's not like if you don't want to do like a bunch of reading, you just like doing hands-on stuff. You like solving problems. I would do one of those three. I talked about it first. IT support specialist, junior systems administrator, and network support. IT support specialist, I think, is a little bit more easier to digest if you don't like to be overwhelmed with stuff because it's a hands-on. A lot of times, it's not as a frantic pace or not a lot at risk than if you did cybersecurity. Sometimes with cybersecurity, those jobs, you're not on top of your game. I've seen it happen, and then a vulnerability happen, or they get a ransomware attack, network attack. Whoever the cybersecurity analyst, you could lose your job, because they keep getting ransacked on the network. People keep taking data and stuff like that. You got to be careful. That's why I say cybersecurity. It does um, feel how they talk about how much it pays, but you have it's not the easiest thing if you're not into that. I'm telling you, you got to read, you got to stay on top of trends. You're going to be spending a lot of your free time keeping up with those different attacks.
You want answers?
That's just my perspective from
You
what I
can't
see.
handle the truth.
Sometimes when you work in IT support, you may get a glimpse of like how they want you to do it because every company's different. But it's definitely you got to keep up with the trends though. So the next one is a junior cloud engineer. This is kind of newer, but I get it. Sometimes when you are a junior systems administrator, they kind of train you on these things too, like Google Cloud, right? Google account, Google Cloud. Like some campuses, some higher learning campuses use Google Cloud as part of their systems administration, where you got a Google email, you can use Google Docs. All of that stuff is part of your account. being able to manage virtual machines, updates, Microsoft Azure, AWS stuff, where you got like virtual servers along with local. Because here in the future, a lot of companies that got the money for it, they're going to try to l- shrink the number of hard servers they have and have everything in the cloud for I guess for security reasons and just the way it's going in IT. The trend is like everybody trying to go towards the cloud. It's a mixed bag though because if you go all cloud, you lose internet connection. You're not connected to your cloud servers or stack or whatever. However, I think this is one of the ones kind of like that in cybersecurity. If you want to specialize in cloud engineering, it's not really going anywhere. I think a lot of people, the tech jobs, like it's information technology, then it's tech like programming and stuff like that, software engineering. I from what I'm seeing is a lot of people that's getting laid off and losing jobs, a lot of people with the high paying jobs, but a lot of IT jobs are in demand though. Companies always need IT people, whether it's systems, network, even cybersecurity starting to become a big thing. But it's those jobs that's like over 100,000. A lot of those jobs are starting to dwindle. Well, let me know in the comments though what you think. But these are these jobs in a nutshell, in a real world explanation, like what they do. Try to clip it up if I get time. Been a long day today. But junior cloud engineer is definitely something if you like automation, you like back end management of resources, you should check out being a cloud engineer. There are so many resources available now if you want to do any of these. So let's say you want to be a IT support specialist. What are some of the things you can do on your own to develop yourself? Get you a couple of laptops. You can go to Surplus now and get those or auctions and stuff. You can go on even Facebook Marketplace, get you a couple laptops, learn how a laptop works, learn how the file system works, just learn and get familiar with using a computer and laptop. The more familiar you are with a computer, the better you will be at as an IT support specialist. Understanding why the bugs come, understanding why the computer frees up, how to look up why the computer freezing up. Learn how to use Google as to help you solve problems. Even now, AI, right? Learning how to use resources. You can do that all before you even get to IT, working in IT. Junior systems administrator. If you got the money and the resources, I would try to buy a small rack, buy you a couple servers. I think you can install Active Directory for free, a free version without having to activate it. It don't let you do so much, but it's enough for you to get started to learn how to get comfortable logging in or remote desktoping in, doing tasks and stuff like that. Um, Learning about virtual machines. I think you do Proxmox now. I don't know if you can still do virtual VMware for free, but it's limited. I think Proxmox is wide open, but it's kind of the same thing. But learning or exposing yourself to those things before you get to the company, you know the base level because most companies already have this installed. You just got to know how to get to it. Cybersecurity, like I said, I would definitely look that up, research it. I think they have tools that you use as well, but I never really got into cybersecurity. Just really not my cup of tea. But it may be yours. But I promise you, You can look it up, and it's resources out there that you can use. Network support technician. You can buy routers and switches on eBay. You can get them off probably finding somebody selling labs on Facebook Marketplace. That's what's called a lab. You got like three routers. I mean, three switches. Excuse me. Three switches, two routers, or three switches, three routers. Learning how to interconnect those things together. Learn how to do a spanning tree. All kind of things like that. Access control lists, subnetting. Um, turning this, you can make a switch into a DCP server. I mean DHCP server if you wanted to. Just understanding how things, network traffic operates, and the things that you may have to troubleshoot in the future. But learning that you can get some of these things before you even work for a company because they sell them all the time. You just gotta know where to look. So natural skills that will give you an advantage. For me, some of the things that I had, I didn't realize it is being able to solve problems. Like, don't focus on the problem, focus on finding a solution. That helped me out a lot. One thing that helped me out a lot is I'm not the most emotional person in the world. I am an analytical slash logical person. So that gave me an advantage because I understand that there is sometimes a process to solving something. And I do understand that you sometimes, if you know what you're doing, you can skip steps. You don't have to do a 1 through 10. You can go 1, 5, and 10 instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can go 1, 5, 8, and 10, depending on the situation. It's a case by case basis. But if you're analytical, you know how to solve, you like solving problems, that will give you an advantage. Emotional intelligence will give you an advantage. Sometimes you're not just dealing with the machines. That's easy dealing with a computer, dealing with a laptop. But what about that difficult end user that's always trying to either get somebody jammed up or get somebody in trouble? How do you deal with that person? You got to have emotional intelligence. Being able to recognize trends before they start. Like if you know that it's time to update Excel and 5 people has already put in tickets to update their Excel, you probably, if you have the wherewithal awareness, you probably gonna have to do the whole floor update for Excel. So you might as well get ready for it. It's that kind of stuff. Being able to recognize trends, being able to solve issues before they even come sometimes. If you can have good discernment, good common sense, that will give you an advantage in IT, especially emotional intelligence, because sometimes people don't want to admit that they're wrong. They don't want to admit that they did something wrong. But you got to have the emotional intelligence to be objective and say, whatever you did is not my problem. I'm just here to fix the computer. Sometimes you have to do that. So my last one is
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
the last one is AI ready to take over? And the answer for me is not yet. No. For me, I think that I may make an episode about this. You can use AI as a companion at your job, not a companion for like a relationship, but use it as having that resource so you don't start from scratch to solve problems all the time. Sometimes if you got the experience, you don't even need AI. But sometimes when you're building something, whether it's a program, whether it's something in code, HTML, or something like that. You may ask AI a couple questions to kind of help me with the code, help you. Some stuff you know it, but you don't remember. Like you don't have to recall to remember it right then. You can ask AI, boom, it brings you right up. Okay, that's what I need. But you have to know the foundation of what you're asking for first. So this is why I say it's not ready to take over yet. AI is not ready to take over yet because it's kind of like Tesla. Not everybody can afford to use enterprise AI. Why? The infrastructure that it takes to have your own enterprise AI is probably crazy. You need servers just dedicated for that because everybody's hitting it up asking questions. Um, Resources, and you got to think just for ChatGPT, you don't even want to imagine how many data centers they have, how much resources that they use because everybody's constantly using it. So if you're a small company and you want to run enterprise AI, you're probably looking at 6 figures plus, and that's for a small company. Imagine somebody like Walmart trying to implement AI or something like that, Amazon. You're talking about millions of dollars just for infrastructure. We're not talking about paying a person to manage it. We're not talking about, update patches and stuff like that. We talking about just the infrastructure alone. It will cost you. I think that if you learn how to use AI to your advantage, I think that is something I would encourage everybody to do. Learn how to use it for your advantage. Like for me, I use it at my job sometimes to help me write code, help me write expressions in Snap Logic. It's a great supplemental tool to have, but I don't think it's ready to take over yet. It's expensive. Only people that's gonna be able to afford it is people that has the capital or the money to do it. But if you're a mom and pop shop, you're not gonna be able to invest that kind of money that it'll take to really have an AI infrastructure to support a lot of people asking questions and using it, hitting those resources up the RAM. So, with that being said, let me know if you like Tech Talk. Let me know if you like the Tech Talk. Let me know some of the topics you want to hear me talk about. Put it in the comments. Ask me some questions. I would definitely make an episode answering questions, Q&A. I don't have a problem with that. Like I said, I've been working in IT over 10 years. Enjoyed it. It has helped me connect some of the skills in my brain, use them in a wise, efficient manner, help me provide for my family. It's been a great journey. And I would advise anybody that if you want to get in IT, don't be afraid to fill out for one of those positions: IT support specialist, junior systems administrator, network support specialist, cybersecurity analyst, or junior cloud engineer. You have to find out what you gravitate to. Do you like servers? Do you like routers and switches? Or do you just like working on computers or like software? Or do you like cloud stuff, cloud engineering? Whichever one you fall in, they're all in demand. IT's not going anywhere. Most companies need a IT infrastructure to survive, or they won't. Whether it's having the infrastructure to be able to manage your accounts, being able to have a web presence, website presence, all of those things. And when you learn IT, it gives you many options that you can go into. It's not just one thing in that field, many options. But you have to choose wisely, choose what fits you, and it won't seem like work. I promise you. This is Mike. I'm signing out. Tech Talk Another one in the books. Entry IT positions explained. Let me know in the comments. What are some of the topics you want to hear about in IT? And I will catch you on the next one.
They told me bust out my AP, perfect time, man.